Hey everybody, had kind of a bad day this week here on the farm. I put over 200 chickens outside, had them run loose, free range, because I think that's the way chickens should be. I don't like keeping them in pens. Once they get to the age where they should run the yard and go all over, that's what they should do. I think it makes for a healthier bird in the long run. And well, to put it plainly, I put 57 Peking ducks outside, and they were old enough to be in the yard running around. And we put over 200 chickens out there. And somebody saw fit to come here and steal over 150 chickens, and out of the 57 ducks, they left one. I was shocked. They took my feed and poured it out in the driveway, which I never feed my birds in the driveway because cars leak oil, birds can pick up rocks. I don't want that. I always feed my birds out in the yard. They poured the corn and the feed out in the driveway and let all the birds come in and grabbed them up. So that was a bad day. I have notified the police, and they are looking for you, as well as am I. And now they're working on it right now, putting a camera system on the entire farm. I told them I wanted audio and video. I want it to go straight to the cloud. And if somebody walks on this property, you will be filmed. I hate to do that, but what can you do? I mean, when you lose that many birds overnight because somebody wants to be a jerk, that's what's going to happen. And if you come back here one more time and do it, you're going to get caught because I will have you on camera. You will not be able to get within 100 yards of my animals without being filmed. So, fair warning. Come back again, and I'll see you in jail. Other than that, here on the farm this week, we took out some stumps. I rented an excavator and took out some stumps, and I dug another pond way out in the back. Uh, it's spring fed. We hit 3 springs digging it, and it's going to be really nice. So when we do raise more ducks, we'll be able to put them out there, as well as the geese when we raise more geese. But I think it's a great thing. Another thing I wanted to talk about, and because I know how hard it is, with things going on the way they are, people out of work. If you need a chicken so bad that you're going to steal it and you want to feed your family, be an adult and knock on my door. I don't begrudge anybody a meal, but to come in here and literally steal all those birds, you didn't come and steal them to feed your family. You came here and stole them so you could turn around and sell them. So come back again, and I'll have you on camera. Uh, it's no secret around here that I give eggs away. We were raising those birds to get eggs to give to people in the community. We literally there's times where towards the end of the season there could be upwards of 1,000 birds running around outside. You can't eat that many eggs, so we give them away. People in the churches, the food banks. It's well known that I have no problem giving away eggs. We've given away thousands of them. The reason I give them away is I don't want to pay the county for their $35 license. If I sell them, I got to buy a license. I'm not paying the county. I would rather lose money and give eggs away to somebody that needs it than pay the county a nickel. Just my opinion. When the government quits wasting money, then I might buy the license and sell them. But until then, no. So the guy that stole the ducks and stole the chickens, all you did was take food out of people's mouth. People that needed it. So you ought to be ashamed of yourself. But I'll move on and I'll raise more birds. And like I said, walk on my farm again, and all these cameras are going to be motion censored. You will be caught. So feel free. If you think you're slick enough to get past them, these boys that are hooking this thing up, they know what they're doing. I'm also looking at, I asked them later on, could I add more cameras if I want? And the guy's like, well, your whole farm is covered. What do you need more cameras for? And I told him, I explained to him, I showed him the brooder right there. I said, I'd like to put a camera on each thing in the brooder and put a camera in each one of the incubators down in the bottom, because the cameras are small. And that way I can send that feed to the brooder and the incubators over to my website, and people will be able to log in and see them. I think little kids might enjoy that, being able to see birds hatching in real time. So that's what I have planned in the future. But they're out there putting cameras up now. It's an incredible system that they're putting in. Yeah, it's costing me money, but for what I lost in birds, and this is the second time somebody's done it. The first time they got away with 50 Jersey Giants, stole 50 of them, and you're not going to get away with it a third time. We're going to play this like baseball. 3 strikes, you're out. So, forewarn to the person that did it. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, hit that little bell, leave a comment. Have you had anything like this happen to you on your farm? What did you do to stop it? I think the more people that give ideas, the better off we all are. But my solution is the camera system, because you will be recorded if you walk on my property. Literally, from the minute you walk on my property, you are in the cloud. And they still have to explain to me how to do all that, because they're setting it up. I'm not worried about it. I just want it to work. You walk on my property, I'll get a notification on my phone. My wife will get a notification. I mean, it's going to be instant. So, if you come here to get birds, be prepared to be recorded. But yeah, it sucks that it happened. It really does. I mean, that's a lot of work went into them, and a lot of money. So come back here again, and I will see you in jail. That is not a problem. With that, like I said, like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate it. I see people seeing my videos, and it's kind of cool to see every day you get a couple more views. I mean, I'm just a farmer. It's, but I want people to, be able to experience, some of the stuff that goes around here, and it's not all good. Like I said, we lost all them birds because somebody wanted to be a thief. But we do have our good days where, you hatching out birds. A good thing that's happened is I had my Celadon blue eggs that I purchased, and I put them in the incubator, and they're hatching now. 3 days late, which I don't understand, but they are hatching. They're cute. I mean, they are tiny. So that's exciting to be able to see them come out. But yeah, that's what's happening on the farm. So let me know if you had any problem like this. since all this stuff's happening in the world. I mean, I understand people are having a hard time. You know, I'm the type of guy, and I've done it in the past. I hunt deer out here, and I'll have somebody come in and they're down on their luck, and I'll give them a bunch of deer meat. Don't bother me. I'm happy to help somebody out that they can't do for themselves. I had an old Vietnam veteran came here, and the guy's literally on oxygen, carrying around a tank. And he sees the deer out here, and he's like, "Wow!" He says, "You got a lot of deer out here." He says, "You ever hunt?" I'm like, "Yeah." He says, "Man, I ain't been able to hunt in years. Carrying around this air tank." And I told him, I said, "Just a second." I went in the house and brought out a big hunk of deer meat and gave it to him. Pulled it out of the freezer. And the guy, he's like, "Oh my God!" I told him, I said, "Go home and enjoy, man. It's shit. You risked your life for me fighting a war. You know, it, I don't understand why people got to be negative and steal. I mean, like, I had a guy that from Florida. He was in the military. He had horses, 5 horses, and he got sent over to Afghanistan. And he paid a guy before he left to take care of his horses while he was gone. And the guy took his money and never fed the horses. Took off. And the horses were getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. And I didn't even know the guy. And finally, the county got called, and the county got a hold of, found out who owned the horses, and found out the guy was in the military. They contacted the military, and our military, God bless our military, God bless our troops. Really, I support you. Um, Military sent him home. Told him you got 5 days to find some place for those horses. And somehow the guy got my number. But we take horses from that are abused and neglected, and try to bring them back to health. Well, he calls me and he says, I got these 5 horses. Do you have room for them? I'm like, yeah, bring them up here. And he unloaded them. And when they unloaded them, literally, I looked at my wife and I said, we might have to get a backhoe for that one because it was emaciated. All of them were, but this one was just nothing but skin and bones. And we put him out in the pasture, and he thanked me for taking care of his horses, and he said, he's got to go back to Afghanistan. I told him stay safe, and we'll be thinking about him. Well, months later, I get a phone call. He's back from Afghanistan. His tour of duty over there was done. He wanted to know if any of his horses lived. That was his question. Did any of them live? I said, yeah. Come on up and get them. Well, he pulls up out here, and his horses come running across the pasture. All 5 of them. And we took care of them horses. We fed them the best food we could find. You know, when they're that emaciated, you got to feed them a little bit at a time. You just can't dump feed out there. Here, go hog wild. But his horses were in great shape when he got back. And a grown man stood out here and cried. He couldn't believe it that they were still alive. Well, we loaded him up in his truck, in the trailer. And he said, what do I owe you? And I told him, you don't owe me nothing. You paid that debt when you went over there. When you risked your life for me and my freedom and my rights, you paid that debt. You don't owe me a dime. And he couldn't believe it. He's like, you got to be kidding. Because, I'll admit, it costs a lot of money to feed his horses. It had to be good feed to bring them back to health. We had Farrier take care of them, checked them over, made sure they were good. Anything they needed, we had done. And he was just in shock. And every now and then he'll send me a picture of his horses. He'll send me a message that they're doing great, and I think it's awesome. So, being on the farm, it's not always about money. You got to help people and do for others that they can't do for themselves. That's why I'm upset about these chickens and the ducks, because those chickens would have laid a lot of eggs for a lot of people around here, and people that need it, people that truly need it, that are down on their luck. They ain't got a job. They ain't been working. They've been, you know, to do something like that is, unconscionable. I mean, I don't understand it. You know, if you needed something, knock on my door and ask me like an adult. You know, don't just think you're going to steal from me. But you're warned. When you come on this property now, you will be on camera. You will not be able to make it anywhere on this property without being seen. These wireless cameras are incredible. The video quality, you'll be in HD video, literally, and I'll get a notification as soon as you walk on the property. So you're warned. If you see this video, if you come back for a third bite at that apple, you're not going to leave here other than in a squad car. That's my dog. Something's outside. She's probably barking at one of the guys putting the cameras on. But with that, I want to hope everybody has a great day. I want to wish, everybody having an awesome time. Please stay safe. And later on, when the quail start laying eggs, if you're around here and you're on dialysis, stop by. We'll be glad to give you eggs because it's good for your blood work. When we get chickens out here that'll lay eggs, as long as nobody steals them, if we've got extra eggs, I have no problem giving them away. No problem at all. Because I can only eat so many eggs, and it's not about the money. It's about helping people. So I do wish everybody has a wonderful day, and be kind to your neighbor, and God bless.